First opportunity I think that we'll have to go outside the entire day, so that'll be good for us to be able to spread out a little bit. And a good scrimmage on Saturday and I guess Friday, and some outstanding performances. I thought Dantonio really took a step forward. Cook looked really, really well, played very well. Some big plays out there by both sides of the ball, so we're progressing.
Mark,
I'll take questions.
Has there been any significant move on the depth chart, and can you tell us who?
That's a big question. I would say, guys are moving up and down a little bit, Hondo. I think that Reski had a good scrimmage, and right now he's number one at Mike linebacker. Tawan Jones may practice today, but Reski guy that stepped in there for him in the scrimmage, so that was a positive. I thought he played fast. Was with a lot of energy, and it was good to see. I think that some guys that you don't really hear about all the time, like Cody Keeler, I thought he had a big scrimmage and was impressed with the physicality of our offensive line. And then again, I continue to be impressed with some of our skill players.
Mark, what is Dantonio showing you that you wanted to see?
I think the biggest thing he's shown, he's catching the ball very consistently, but the toughness factor is very apparent to me. And the tougher you are, the harder you play, the better things usually shake out for you. So, I've been impressed with him.
Coach, would you say that Arnett's one of the players moving up the depth chart?
He's moving up. Yeah, he's playing with the ones and that type of thing, rotating in there.
Can you talk about what you want out of this offense moving forward? Last year there were a lot of question marks that kind of established themselves. What your expectations are for this group?
Hopefully we continue to get better. I thought we hit full stride last year, probably in November, and really didn't look back, and I think we can build on those things. So Langford's been good. Nick Hill had a big run on Friday as well, and I just see our guys playing physical up front. Jamal Lyles is playing very well at tight end. I think he's taken a big step forward. He transitioned last year. Really, after fall camp was over, we moved him over to the tight end position. So, he had to sort of learn on the run a little bit. So I think he's had a positive spring thus far, and so good things are happening.
Is there anybody else in the mix there at the mic? You mentioned Reski taking one with Twan being out. I imagine when Twan comes back,
Shane Jones is a guy that we expect to be a good player for us, and then Tawan, Darian Harris can move in there as well. So we've got a number of players who can play in there. Riley can probably go in there. Riley Bully a little bit, but he's transitioning back to linebacker, and that's taking a little bit of time too. So you just don't flip over and change.
So Reski's number one, sort of because of Jones being a little banged up.
Yeah, probably right now.
How about the defensive tackles? We know you've got a few guys in there kind of battling that out too.
Yeah, I think Knox and Joe Heath. I thought Brandon Clemens played well this past weekend. Kittredge is in there as a guy that can, he's got to play with better technique in there, but he's going to play extremely hard. So those four guys are the guys in there, and then we've got good people coming, and I think that's our defensive line. The recruiting in our defensive line position, I think, is going to pay dividends.
Do you miss the starting quarterback question to the last
Well, I thought Connor Cook played extremely well on Friday. Was impressed with Tyler O'Connor, did some good things, and Damian Terry's coming, and he's a talent. So I think that situation is pretty strong right now, but we could use another one out there.
Mark, is this the first time in a while that you can remember that you come into one of these first scrimmages and it's the defense that's kind of a little bit, I would say behind, but normally it seems like the defense is in good shape right away, and the offense takes a little while to come around.
Well, that was, we were going into our sixth practice when we had the scrimmage, so our defense made a lot of plays too, and continue to be strong in the secondary and skilled positions. So, I thought our offense, they both did good things. It's tough when you're sitting in there and you're not rooting for either side. You're just trying to make it all work and make it competitive, and it was. But defense made plays too. We had some sacks. Calhoun, obviously looked strong, and then had a couple picks.
If Keeler's, go ahead, Audrey. Go ahead.
Sorry. Now that you have a starting quarterback established at this point in the season, is there any differences that you've noticed from last season to now, knowing that that role is there?
I think there's confidence in our receivers and confidence in our offense. Overall, when you have a guy that is sort of solidified in that position, and not that it wasn't last year at this time, but there were some questions. It makes it easier for everybody else to transition.
Coach Izzo was talking about your relationship with him and how that's made his job a lot more fun and better, the way you guys share. tell us some of the things that you shared with Tom before and after the tournament?
Well, I just think we can identify with each other because we go through struggles together. You know, we go through certain struggles as a coach at this level, and you know, it's a people business. So there are always people that you deal with, and always people that you, whether it's players, whether it's you know, supporters, whatever it is. I just think that the relationship was strong when I came here, and it's just been strengthened. I've said many times, you know, look across one field and that basketball arena sits right there. They get it done, and they get it done right. And you know, he's been extremely supportive through the entire process here for us.
With Keeler coming on, a lot of people were mentioning it. Does that make it more likely that Clark could maybe move inside? I mean, is that sort of how you're looking at it?
You know, I think the guy that can play almost any position out there is Connor Cruz. He can play left, right, tackle, guard. The other guy, I think, is Donovan, could play in there. Bodanis, we suffered an injury with Zach Higgins this past Friday. You know, we lost him probably for the season. So he's out. So Bodanis will move to guard, and I think James Bodanis is a guy that's got a lot of talent. He's just young on offensive line play, but he's got a lot of talent. He's a big athletic guy, and so it's going to be interesting to watch.
Anyone really grasping that number 2 spot at running back?
I thought Nick Hill's had a good spring thus far, and you know, Dalton Williams is out. He had a great fall camp and fall, but Gerald Holmes, you know, he's done some really nice things there. He's very athletic. He's big. Physical.
It's a big opportunity for him with Dalton out. For him
Yeah, he missed the scrimmage. He was nicked up. He missed the scrimmage. So we're looking
Dalton
forward.
or Gerald?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we held out Gerald as well. So it'll be interesting to see him move.
Any new wrinkles to the offense? I mean, you guys look pretty
Always.
on tracks. How much have you put in so far? How far along are you?
You know, 6 practices in. You know, 6 in. So we'll get our base stuff in, but there's always little nuances I think that we try and add and you know, hopefully get better.
O'Connor had good numbers at the winning TD pass. Didn't hear anything about Damian. Is O'Connor distancing himself or separating the gap there some?
I think that Connor Cook's our #1 quarterback without
Tyler
question.
O'Connor, I'm sorry.
Oh, Tyler O'Connor. Tyler had a good day as well. I can't remember his stats, but I thought he was sharp. Did some good things out there. I think that the 2 scored 12 points of the, or whatever, I don't know. And then I thought Damian Terry did some good things as well, but he's young. He's a true freshman, so, but he's extremely talented.
AJ Troop back with the receivers?
He's not practicing yet. He'll be back. He won't go through spring practice.
Okay.
But
Do you expect to have him back in the fall?
Hopefully he'll be back in the fall. He's coming off the ACL.
How does that hot corner look? We know Darian Hicks started on top there. Is anybody else making a push?
Darian's #1 corner. I think Arjun Calhoun has had a good you know, spring, and I think Ezra Robinson and Jermaine Ederson are 2 guys with talent. They're just young.
RJ still ahead of Demetrius?
About right there, both together, but I'd say he's the guy right now. But I think Jalen Powell's doing some good things as well. And Jalen Powell's a little bit like Isaiah Lewis, and you got to factor that aspect in.
Last spring, you guys didn't get to come out here hardly at all, and you lamented a couple times how it limited you in special teams. Have you been able to do a little bit more with special teams this
Well,
spring?
this is our first day out here today for the full day, so we'll get, you know, we've got 8 practices left, I guess. So, you know, after today, so we'll get a lot of them out here, and we'll be able to work a lot of special teams.